Hi, it's Gina. Tell me your story. So, I had tried to come on live. Oh, yay. I got a new Google Pixel XL2. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So, um, hold on. Let me do something here. Sorry. That's better. So, it's Gina. Tell me your story. I am here. The topic today is communication, fighting, breaking the cycle of toxic conflict, breaking down the barriers of communication, marriage, relationships. The plan that I got the information from is, and guys, if you like little tiny little Bible studies and they're really psychological counseling, kind of with the Christian point of view, YouVersion is my Bible app. And oh, wonderful. There's over 5,000 studies. And they're just like 3-day, 4-day plans. And that's what this is. So I'm going to go through it with you. On my group, I started the plan. And the video is part of the plan. So the video is just so you know where I'm going with this. Marriage is hard. We have all kinds of issues, all kinds of barriers, conflicts, difference of opinion, because let's face it, our dear Father made us completely night and day. He really did. And communication is the pretty much number one barrier that marriages have. It is the biggie, the thing, the elephant in the room that we can't get out. We can't get past it. Now, this particular study is from a man's point of view. So I found that intriguing. Because I would love to sit down with a group of like 20 men and just let them honestly, let me ask them anything. Oh, how I would love that. Anybody wants to volunteer, I would love to sit down and just pick your brain. As a counselor, as a wife. So, marriages all too often, the communication gap breaks. One wants more, one doesn't have it to give, doesn't know what to give, and all too often, we butt heads. And it turns into fighting. Because when communication is not met, because communication, let's face it, is everything. If we cannot relay our emotions, our feelings, our wants, our needs to our partner, what do we got? You know, there's this, that old saying, if you don't have trust, you don't have nothing. No. Well, yeah. But communication, honesty, telling the other our needs, our wants, what's bothering us. You hurt my feelings. Being honest. It just doesn't happen. Why do we have such a hard time? Well, this study was from a man's point of view, like I said. He started out a story about him and his wife. They were having some issues. She said he wasn't paying enough attention to her. She was lonely. He didn't talk to her. Same story. You know the story, ladies. So he said he dedicated his time. He really put himself out there and was talking with her, spending time with her. They were going out on date night and everything was great. And this, I found this really funny. And he really said these words. He said, things were going great. We were so happy. So I thought I could take a couple days off. No, you just didn't. That's what he said. So I thought I could take a couple days off. So I did. He said I took a couple days off. He said it was just like we were back to square one. All those dates, communicating days, talks, and went away. Like it didn't even happen. There you have it. And why? You know, my husband said to me a few times, because it's a big issue with us. Communication's a huge issue with him and I. And he said to me once, you know, I am not responsible for your entertainment, to entertain you, for your boredom, or that's what he really thought I wanted from him, to entertain me. Guys think that, ladies. They think that we are so insecure or bored, needy, and that's our issue. It isn't. Well, some of us it is. I'm speaking for myself. It isn't. I do not need anyone to entertain me. Trust me. But that's what he thought, because I was opening myself up. I'm lonely. I need more from you. I don't feel that connection strong anymore. Because let's face it, I've been with this man for 18 years. After so many years, we get comfortable, complacent, and we slack off. We get comfortable, and that's not okay. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but marriage is a 24/7. It doesn't stop. You never stop. You don't get a day off. Even on your lazy days off, literally, I'm talking, you still have to be married. And that it entails a lot. We don't get days off. I don't get to take a day off to be married, not be married for a couple of days. That's not what this guy meant. He just thought, you know, I'm going to go with the guys and, you know, and so he said all hell broke loose. They were back to square one. And he was so upset, you know, he was like, really? And he said, let's face it, women relate better to other women. And it's true. It is true. You know, my sisters in Bible study, we open up. It's, if you have a safe place, and what I mean by that, trustworthy place where you feel comfortable opening up, it makes the environment for a beautiful communication place. And you open up. If you don't communicate with your husband, wife on a regular basis, things start to fall by the wayside. Thoughts get brought up. Past gets brought up. Emotions, loneliness, paranoia. Why, if he's not paying attention to me, what is he doing? If he's not staying home with me, and that's insecure. And let's face it, a lot of marriages are insecure. And it happens. But my husband really thought that I was saying, I need you to be my company, be my guest and entertain me. And he really thought that. And I had to correct that real quick. I did. That is not it. A woman, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for others as well. I have spoken to many women. Women need to feel loved, attractive to your partner. I want him to want to be with me. I want him to enjoy the time with me. I don't want it to be a chore. Oh, I gotta do, I don't want it shouldn't be a chore, like a job. I see marriage as a job. It's a lifelong way. Marriage is beautiful. And I have all kinds of quotes and sayings. You'll notice that I'll say it all the time. But my big one is love. Saying I love you. Love is just a word. It's just a simple word. Without action behind it, it means nothing. You can say I love you 20 times a day and it means nothing if there's no action, emotion behind it. So the communication is crucial. I think more to a woman than a man, but there have been times where my husband has said, you didn't tell me. Why didn't you come and talk to me? So it does go both ways. So how do we break the cycle, the fighting, the conflict of the communication barrier gap being broken, causing conflict? And the conflict, literally, it can get bad. If you leave it alone and you don't attend to the issue, it can become very bad. So I guess my point today is men and women have completely different needs. Not all of them, but most of them are completely different. We're built different. Our bodies, brains, everything. The way we think, the way we act, the way we feel. We're just different. Men fix things, women talk about them. It's just that simple. Men pull back, shut up. Women cry and talk. It's just that simple. It's the way we're put together. So I wanted to do a little thing. On this study, this training, the first assignment, challenge, is, and guys, please participate. We need you. We need your help. Your voice, please, we need your voice. Is to come up, sit down, think. I'm giving us all a week. So, a little bit less. Monday. I would like Monday, I will figure out how to come on live on the group. To sit down in these days and come up with 3 to 5 things, ways things we can do to and with our husband, wife, significant other to change the communicative barrier. What can we do to make communication easier? Get better at it. Our needs and wants to be similar, at least, on the same page, at least. I would love to know what guys would come up with. I would even ask you, come up with 3 things. All right, say me. I'm going to come up with 3 things that I could do or say to communicate to my husband better. Or lack thereof. Not so much. And I'm going to come up with 3 things that I would love to have from him. So that's the challenge. I need you guys to come up with 3 things that you could do with your husband to make the communication easier on both parts. The goal here is to stop the conflict, the fighting. We've got to break the cycle. No communication, fighting, time passes, suck up time, pay attention, communicate, talk, everything's happy, ignore for 2 days, blow up. It's a cycle. And we get caught up in that cycle. And the goal is, guys, is to have an even kill. The communication gap has to be an even on both sides. Both has to receive what they need. They need to get their needs met without being overly needy, without fighting, without the conflict, without the silent treatment, without running. A lot of marriages, we run. We get sick of stuff. I'm out. I'm a good one for that. I only take so much and then, okay, bye. And I'm out. I literally go. A couple days. Maybe more. It depends. But, because anybody that knows me knows I don't have a communication issue. I just don't. I have no secrets. I have no hidden past. I am what I am. You see what you get. This is what you see is what you get. I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's my problem. I am emotional. My emotions get me in trouble. That's what I have to work on. That's one of my biggies. One of the things I can do to make communication easier with my husband is not be so emotional. You know, my mother said something to me once, because I'm a very passionate person. And I'm a very touchy-feely, sensual person. And I always told my mother, you know, I hope I find, you know, a loving, touchy-feely, sexy man that, you know. And my mother said, Gina, watch what you ask for. You just may get it. She said, because when you get a man, a passionate man, when someone's passionate, they're passionate about everything. That means when you're passionate about something, you're passionate as a person about everything. Tempers can flare. A overly passionate person can be toxic just as bad as somebody that ignores and runs. So it goes both ways. So let's come up with 3 things, ladies, that we could do to make the communication easier with our husband, and three things that we need from him or would like from him to make it easier, the fighting to stop, the conflict to stop, break the cycle. You got to break the cycle. It's crucial to a marriage. Listen, this may be like, communication. There's much bigger issues. You think so. Cheating. I know what people think. But let me tell you something. You let this communication gap go long enough, and you become strangers, and you fall apart away from each other. And, there's such a thing as falling out of love. There just is. It happens every day. So we cannot ignore our spouse's needs, wants. You just can't. There's got to be a middle ground. And that's what this is about. Finding a middle ground so we stop the conflict, the fighting. It stops. So, 3 things, ladies, that we could do to make it easier, improve the communication. 3 things we want or could use from our husbands to improve the communication. Guys, same thing. 3 things you could do to make the communication better with your wife, and 3 things you would like from her to make it not so a job, not a job for you, or overwhelming. Sometimes guys, like my husband says constantly, I'm tired. I work 12 hours. I'm tired. I don't want to talk. I just want to veg out. And I get that. I really do. Not every day. Not every day. Sorry, you don't get that. You don't get to do that. No. Sorry. I'm not asking you to do push-ups in the snow. I'm asking you to talk to me. I love you. See, you see where the conflict is. Look, it gets like that. It can start. This is very important. So, you got your assignment. You got your challenge. Monday night. Let's wait till everybody goes to work. Comes home. Relaxes. Get your work stuff off. Shower. Eat. So, I'll post the time. I'm going to try to get on here live. Okay? I love you. Tell me your story. That's what this channel's about, you guys. We all got a story. Today's story, marriage, communication, fighting. Break the cycle, the conflict cycle. Break the cycle, break it, break it, break it. This is really important. Believe it or not, it's really, really important. Communication's key. I love you. Peace. Love. I love you. I pray for you. I'll see you Monday. Ciao.